Hello all, my name is Rahman and in this tutorial we are going to work on the organization of tutorials through the use of the foreign keys which will allow us to tie the certain elements in the database table to another database table. Okay, so if you remember in the last video we have brought the ability for the login for the user to log in and log out onto our website, and we have solved the error that we have got in the previous video. So from the last video of the previous video, so we have solved those errors, and then we have got the ability for the user to log in and log out. So in this video we are going to work with the foreign keys and with the models. So first of all, let's go ahead and get started. So if you remember, I'm going to run this one program here. So now it's still running. I'm going to close and I'm going to clear all of this stuff. Now I'm going to type here py and then manage mng.py run server. I'm going to run this server right now. So python manage.py run server. Right now we are not getting any issues on that one. Now I'm going to open the 127 and I'm going to remove this 8000. So our website is running right now. Now if I click on this login, and then I'm getting this type of page, and now I am going to type here something like 9 Sayed, and I'm going to type here the password, or instead of this one let's give id, and I'm going to use here the password something like yon123. So it was invalid. So now we can check the password. So I'm going to check the password with this one. So I'm going to use here Sayed, and with this one I'm going to password login, and I'm going to open the users, and here we have this Sayed user, so we can see its password and change the password in this form. So now I want to see the password. So there is no way to see user's password. Okay, so now I'm going to close this one and I'm going to use it the same code, and I'm going to type here python1234 login. Okay, so we are getting this one. Okay, so anyhow guys, I'm going to open this one, and I'm going to open this on the new page 127. So instead of this one, python manage.py. Okay, so now let's reload. As you can see here, log out, and then I'm going to log in with the password Sayed and python123. Okay, so s1d and pyth11234. Okay, so this is the wrong thing one. So now let's use the code 9 Sayed itself. I'm going to use the password. As you can see here, we are now logged in as Nancy here. Okay guys, so I'm not going to save this never. And okay, now if you see on our page here, so we have a lot of stuff on this views.py, but here I'm going to minimize all of them. And so here in the main, here we have a thing known as views.py. So this is the file. So right now I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to okay, so I'm going to copy this. Where was I here? And I don't want to open. Now I have pasted this views.py. So I'm going to rename this to the forms forms forms.py. Now in this forms.py, I'm going to clear all of this stuff. So I don't want to keep all of those stuff on our website on this forms.py. So now I'm going to type here something like, first of all, here I have to import the lot of stuff here. Okay, so for that I'm going to do that one from Django. From Django I'm going to import the forms, import ms form, something like this. So I'm going to save this one, and below this one here I'm going to form Django.contrib. Okay, so from Django.contrib.auth.forms forms, I want to import here is user creation form. User creation form. I'm going to import this one. Then I'm going to import from Django. Okay, from Django.contrib. Okay, so from Django.contrib.auth models and more. Yes, models. I'm going to import the user here. So I'm going to import this user. Now I'm going to create a class here, right? Like say ss class. Okay, so now the class is like I'm going to create a new class, new user, new user form, something like this. So now we have this new user form. So now I'm going to use here the user creation form, something like this. Now I'm going to use here the something like this. Now I'm going to use here the emails, and emails will be equals to for ms forms, then email email field, something like this. Now here I'm going to use the required thing, so it should be true itself, and then I'm going to create another class known as meta, and then I'm going to use the models. Okay, and model should be something equals to the user itself. Okay, and I think should be here. Now below this one I'm going to use here something known as fields, so which is very much important. So FIELD. Okay, so we don't have fields anyhow, so I'm going to so now I'm going to use here the fields. So fields will be equals to something. Wait, I'm going to zoom in some more. So now field should be equals to what we say, this user name. Okay, and then it should be equal to the email. Okay, and then it should be equals to the password. Okay, so here we are going to have two passwords, so which is password 1 and so password 2, something like this. Now I'm going to remove this one. So below this class meta I'm going to use here define a function known as save. So while saving, and in this one we need self, so already we got this, and I'm going to use it the commit, which is equals to the true. Okay, and here I am going to use the semicolon, and below the semicolon I am going to use here the what we say user, something like this, and user should be something like equals to, should be, we are going to use here super, and instead of this t, and don't want this all of this stuff, I am going to use here something like new user form, new user form, comma, I'm going to use here this self. So now we have these two stuff. Now I am going to save this one SAVE. I should not do something like this one. So now I am going to use here the commit equals to the default, something like this. Now the thing I want to do here is I want to use it email user.email and which is equals to the self dot clean data, something like this, and here I'm going to use here this one, and in this one I'm going to use here the email. So now I'm going to use here if then it if this commit, and then I'm going to use here the user dot save. So now we have been saved this one. Now what I will do here is I want to return here the what we say. So first of all, so if you remember from the time we were doing all of this stuff, but now we have to return the user right now. So I'm going to give you something like return user. So as you can see here, so now we have returned the user. So now we have to make changes in the what we say views.py. So now I am going to open the views.py. and in this one I am going to remove this one. Okay, so I want to remove the user creation form, and from this one I'm going to copy this one. So wait a second, I'm going to copy and I'm going to paste this in the what we say. I'm going to do here another stuff like, so now from Django contrib we have now from dot for ms forms. Okay, from the forms I want to import this one, new user form. So I'm going to copy this, I've already copied, and then instead of this user creation forms I'm going to paste this one. So now where is another user creation? Okay, so here let's check, are there any more? No. So now let's take here also. Sorry, where was I? So now we have this new user form. Now let's check whether now is it working or not. So for that I'm going to run my server here basically. So here instead where was I? Did I done all of this stuff here like what we say? Sorry, messages, we have all of this, and what we say in the register. Okay, so here in the register we have, okay, so now as you can see here we have pasted all of them, like instead of user creation form I have used new user form. Okay, so now I am going to do here is I'm going to open this one and I'm going to click on this tutorial. So if I click on this tutorial, then this is going to reload. Okay, so I'm going to reload anyhow. Now I'm going to log out and then I'm going to register right now. So here I'm going to register with this what we say. So now we have the email, we have all of this stuff. So as you can see here, so here I want, so in the login.html, so instead of this login, what if we give login, and I'm going to open this, I'm going to reload this, and I'm going to log in. So I'm getting something like this, and now let's register. As you can see here we are getting something like this username, and then we are getting email, then first password we are getting, and we are getting some another passwords. So we are getting all of this stuff on our website. Okay, so now let's type here something like, I'm going to type here the Rahman, and here in the email I'm going to use GLL. Oh, hello, at the rate something dot so here I'm going to give here 1 2 3 4, or let's give 987, or let's give here, okay, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4. Now let's register. As you can see here the password fields doesn't match, so here we are getting this again, hello@gmail.com. I'm going to use the password like PRO123, and I'm going to use a PRO123. So here we are getting this type of error. I don't understand why are we getting this, but I'm going to check that one. Register. I'm going to use another thing 9 Sayed 11 and Sayed gmail.com, and here I am going to use the password. So I am going to keep here something like pyth python. Okay, 1 2 3. I'm going to copy and I'm going to paste here, and I'm going to paste this one. Now I'm going to click on the register. Okay, so as you can see here we are now logged in as, so now we are getting all of this stuff. So if you didn't see that one, then pause the video and go back and check whether I got that one or not. So we have got two messages like, now you are now logged in as successfully, something like that. So now I'm going to do here is I'm going to open this 127 slash 8000. I'm going to log this one. So now I'm going to log in with the 9 here, and I'm going to enter the password, users, and so as you can see here, we have three things like say 9 second, 9 second 11, and we have the 9 second. So here we are getting the email address, and here we are getting to email address like say that at gmail.com. So now we are getting that one because we have, if I say you one thing here, here we are getting this. So 9 Sayed means we have logged in with this one, but with Sayed at the gmail.com we are getting this one because we have given the our email and we have given all of those stuff there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to linking the models with the foreign keys. So now let's go ahead and get started by doing that. So first of all, what are foreign keys? So I think everyone knows what are foreign keys, but still I'm going to tell you. So a foreign key is a field or a collection of fields in one table, and that refers to the primary key in the another table. Okay, so now I'm going to link the foreign keys and I'm going to do all of the stuff. So first of all, for doing that stuff, I need to open the VS Code, and I'm going to minimize the size, so I have the lot of size. So now I'm going to save this. So now I don't want all of these files to be opened here, so I'm going to clean this, and here I'm going to open the models.py. Where was I? Here. Okay, so now we have the create your models. Here we have all of this stuff right now, but here below this one I'm going to create a class. So basically what I want to do is if I open my website, where was I here? So now I don't want to keep it directly tutorials, something like this. So I want to make some type of categories. Let's say we have 2-3 series, like I have the Python intermediate series, I have Python 3 series. So now I want to keep this one, this block of series here and another block of series here. So if I click on this visit, then I will go on a page where there will be all of those tutorials will be there, something like that. So I want to keep all of these series here, something like that I'm going to do. So first of all, so I want to keep all of this series and like tutorial category, let's say. So I want to keep all of the stuff, something like that. So now let's do that one. So I'm going to, I have made here some space, and then I'm going to create some class. So I'm going to give you a tutorial, and then I'm going to give category. So category category. So now in this, sorry. So tutorial category I have given. So here I've done this spelling mistake category. Now I'm going to give a semicolon. Now in this one I'm going to use here the what we say models model. Okay, so now I'm going to make here some space, and then so here we have the what we say models, and then we have the dot model. So we can use, now I'm going to use here the tutorial category. So now instead of this capital I want to keep this one some space. So tutorial category I have, and I'm going to, sorry, yeah, okay. So now instead of this equals, I wanna give here, I want to make this variable. So I'm going to give this one something like models dot HAR char field. So now and char field I'm going to give here the max length should be something like equals to 200 characters, something like this. Now I want to give here something like category category category. So now, so I have done, I am doing this mistake. So now okay, so now I'm going to give here the category summary. So CMMARY summary, and which should be equals to the models, and then I'm going to give it the CHAR char field I'm going to use, and then I'm going to use here the max length, which should be equals to the 200, something like that. So now we have the, I'm going to use this. So now we have the categories, we have all of this stuff right now, but here I want to do something like I'm going to give what we say CATEORGY, okay, and I want to give here category slug, something like this. It should be equals to the models, okay, and then I'm going to give here the char field. Now I'm going to use here the max max length, and it should be something around 200. Now I have kept this one, and beside this I want to set a default. Okay, so for setting this default I'm going to use here the default should be equals to somewhere around. Okay, so here as you can see here I have set the default to 1. So now I think this default is not needed, so now I am going to remove this. Control Y save. Now I am going to paste a block of code that I have already returned. So now I am going to paste this one. So I have already returned this one, so it's going to give this. So I have already, so for the reference I have commented this one. Okay, anyhow, so now we have all of this stuff right now on our files we have. So I'm going to save like you have created a class known as meta class, and then we have n verbose name plural, and we have the category something like that, and then we have all of this stuff like category model we have, and we have all of this stuff here. But now we have to write another class for the tutorial series. Okay, so guys I'm going to write that one, and so for doing that one series I'm going to paste another block of code that I have already written. So I'm going to wait a second. I'm going to paste that one here. So I have already written all of this stuff. So now below this one here, so as you can see here, so now here also we have the all of, so as you can see here we have all of this stuff here, and I'm going to save. Okay, so now as you can see here I have saved all of this stuff right now. So now we have self.tutorial series, and now we have all of this stuff. But so till the time we have tutorial category and we have tutorial series, but now we have to modify this, what we say, class tutorial. So now as you can see here we have the tutorial title, tutorial content, and now we have the tutorial published. Okay, and then we have the tutorial published, and now I'm going to add here the what we say tutorial series, and then I'm going to add here the tutorial slug. So now we have to add all of this stuff here. So for doing that one, so here I'm going to use a thing known as the on delete. So as you can see here I have used it basically on delete model dot set default. So if you remember in the what we say, I have created a video on the on delete cascade, so it was in the MySQL. So please go there and watch the video. Okay, anyhow, we learn about what is on delete cascading. But parent child can learn about all of those stuff there. Now I'm going to make here one more change. Okay, so below this one, okay, below this one I'm going to type here tutorial and tutorial series I'm going to create here. Okay, and tutorial series will be something like this one itself, and it should be equals to the models. Okay, and tutorial series should be equals to the models itself. So tutorial series, and I'm going to use the foreign keys, remember. So as you can see here we are getting the one option like foreign key. So now after entering that one like 2, and then we have on delete, so I don't want these two things, right? So I'm going to use on delete, but right I'm not going to use that right now. So here let's remove this one, and here I'm going to give comma, and then I'm going to type here tutorial, and I'm going to use the tutorial series. Anyhow, now I'm going to pass here the default is equals to the 1, and I'm going to use here another thing known as where boss name, and it should be something like a series comma, and then we have. So now we have to pass here the on date. So now we are getting a red underline here. So because we have not given there anything, so I'm going to pass here on date should be equals to the models. Okay, and then dot I'm going to set it to the default. So default, and why are we? Okay, so now as you can see here, we have on delete models, and then we have set this to the default right now. Remember, so now we have the tutorial series. In the end of it, I am going to use something like TUT or IAL tutorial slug. I am going to use UG slug, and then it should be equals to around models, something like that. And here I am going to use here the char field, char field, whatever you call. So now in this one I am going to use it, the max length should be equals to 200, or and then I am going to use here thing on as what we say default. So let's check whether we will be giving that one like. Okay, so now let's check, let's give out or not. Okay, so I'm going to use here max length should be around 200, something like that. So as you can see here, we have set all of this stuff here, like we have the series, we have all of this stuff right now. So wait a second. So now, okay, so let's set the default should be equals to the default should be equals to 1, something like this. So now as you can see here, we have created all of these classes, but I think I should make here some space. So as you can see here, we have the tutorial slug, we have the tutorials title, tutorial content, and then we have all of this stuff right now. But now we have to make the migrations that we have not made right now. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open. So I'm going to open here the terminal. So tutorial category is not defined. So I'm getting TOT or IL. Okay, so I have done some mistake around here. Where was I? Tutorial series I have used here, and so nothing. Okay, so I have done. I'm going to copy this. So now we have the tutorial category. So now we have all of this stuff right now. Now we are not getting any errors. So now I am going to make here the migrations. So now let's check whether are there any migrations or not. So now I am going to make the migration. So first of all, I am going to quit this server. Control break. Oh, sorry, I'm going to control Z, control C. Okay, so now as you can see here, now I'm going to make here the migrations. Remember, so MNKE before this one, let's check, are we having. Okay, so now I have written the CATGORY category. So now I'm going to copy this one, and I'm going to paste it here. Now we have all of this stuff here. Right now I'm going to make this one here something like this. Make migrations python man.py make migrations. Make migra. As you can see here, we have all of these migrations to make. So now I'm going to type the same thing, and but I'm going to type some more different migrate migrate. As you can see here, python man.py migrate, we are getting all of these errors. So tutorial slug applying. So now let's check the error. So python man.py migrate. Okay, so now I'm going to delete all of this stuff, and then I'm going to check each and everything. So now we have the tutorial category, and we have the models and categories. Let's check for this one tutorial series we have used. So now let's check for the tutorial slug. Have we used this anywhere? No. So we have used this one. No. Okay guys, then what? Now let's, I want to check the error that we have got right now. Python manager by migrate. So now I am going to show db.utils the Rahman Abdul main tutorial with primary key one has an invalid foreign key. So now we are getting some errors here. Now I want to check the errors again. Here Python manager by migrate. So we are getting main tutorial, and so now I am not able to, okay. So now in the main, okay, so anyhow guys, let's leave it. So in this video I'm going to stop here. So anyhow guys, that's all for this video. So if you have any questions, please give it in the comments below, and please hit the like and subscribe button. And in the next video we are going to do some more stuff, like we are going to work with the foreign keys. So anyhow guys, that's all for this video. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments below. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, and thank you. Bye bye.